Have you ever wondered about the power that comes with controlling the flow of information? Today we're delving into a significant development in the journalism world. The State of Israel has permanently pulled the plug on Al Jazeera, a globally renowned news network. This incident underscores the critical role of journalism and free speech in a democratic society. It's a reminder that these rights, often taken for granted, can be threatened or even denied. Let's dive into the recent events that led to this shutdown. The roots of this issue can be traced back to several key events. Israel's relationship with Al Jazeera has been increasingly strained due to the network's coverage of contentious events in the country. One of the significant events that Al Jazeera reported on was the annual flag march carried out by Israeli far-right groups. This demonstration, celebrated as a marker of the illegal 1967 occupation of East Jerusalem, caused significant disruption to Palestinian life in the Old City. Al Jazeera highlighted the forced closure of hundreds of stores and the establishment of checkpoints by Israeli forces, thereby bringing global attention to the event and its impact on the Palestinians. In another incident, Al Jazeera reported on the second day of airstrikes on Gaza by Israeli jets, which resulted in the tragic loss of at least 12 lives. This included a 5-year-old girl and a Palestinian armed group commander. The escalation of violence following Israel's targeted killing of a senior Islamic Jihad commander was extensively covered by Al Jazeera. They also reported on the ensuing electricity crisis in Gaza, caused by fuel shortages at the Seoul power plant, further exacerbating the situation. In addition to these events, Al Jazeera shed light on the situation in the West Bank, where Israeli forces shot and killed a Palestinian man in Nablus. This occurred during clashes that followed an Israeli raid. Israel subsequently shut down the offices of 7 Palestinian civil society organizations in the West Bank, accusing them of ties to terrorism. These organizations, including Adamir and Al-Haq, play a crucial role in human rights work in the region. Al Jazeera's coverage of these closures brought international attention to the issue, leading to widespread condemnation of the actions taken by Israeli forces. Al Jazeera's role in reporting these events has not gone unnoticed. Their coverage has played a vital part in bringing these issues to the global forefront, and in doing so, they have drawn the ire of the Israeli government. These events have led to a growing tension between Israel and Al Jazeera. This tension has culminated in recent actions against the network, actions that have sparked serious debates about press freedom and the right to information. The tension reached its peak with the permanent shutdown of Al Jazeera. Amidst the escalating conflicts and the charged atmosphere, the Israeli authorities took a decisive step, seizing Al Jazeera's broadcasting equipment and effectively shutting down the news network's operations within their borders. The circumstances leading to this shutdown were as complex as they were controversial. Israel has long been at odds with Al Jazeera's coverage of its actions and policies, particularly regarding the Palestinian territories. The final straw, however, came amidst a series of events that saw tensions between Israel and Palestine reach boiling point. Reports of Israeli far-right groups disrupting Palestinian life, jets pounding Gaza, and the shutdown of Palestinian civil society organizations painted a grim picture of the situation on the ground. Israel's official reasoning for the shutdown was not far from its long-standing grievances. The authorities accused Al Jazeera of biased reporting and inciting violence, charges the news network has consistently denied. This shutdown, they argued, was a necessary step to maintain peace and order. The impact on Al Jazeera was immediate and significant. Without its broadcasting equipment, the network was effectively silenced within Israel. Its voice, long a source of contentious debate and criticism, was abruptly stilled. Yet Al Jazeera remained unbowed. In response to the shutdown, the network reaffirmed its commitment to unbiased and comprehensive reporting, vowing to continue its work despite the challenges. This action has drawn international attention and raised serious questions about media freedom. The shutdown of Al Jazeera in Israel has been seen by many as a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play and the fragile nature of press freedom in times of conflict. Interestingly, this is not the first time a country has taken such action against Al Jazeera. Let's take a quick trip back in time to 2015, when India imposed a 5-day ban on Al Jazeera. The reason? The channel had shown a map of Kashmir that the Indian authorities claimed was incorrect. The government stated that it was not in accordance with the Indian map policy. Now let's compare that with what we're seeing in Israel. Both countries took actions against Al Jazeera, but the reasons and outcomes were starkly different. In India, the ban was temporary and focused on a specific issue: a disputed map. While it sparked a debate on press freedom, the channel was allowed to resume its operations after 5 days. On the other hand, the situation in Israel seems more complex. The shutdown appears to be part of a broader clampdown on press freedom and Palestinian voices. Unlike in India, where the ban was temporary, the shutdown of Al Jazeera in Israel seems permanent, at least at the moment. Both these instances, though different in their nature, underline the larger issue at hand: the global struggle for press freedom. Media outlets like Al Jazeera often find themselves in the crosshairs, facing accusations from governments unwilling to tolerate their coverage. While the reasons and outcomes in both India and Israel differ, the common thread is the challenge to press freedom. It's a reminder that the freedom of the press, a cornerstone of any democratic society, is under threat in different parts of the world. These instances highlight the ongoing global struggle for press freedom. So, where do we stand now? We find ourselves at a crossroads, where the power of free speech and journalism is being challenged. The shutdown of Al Jazeera in Israel is a stark reminder of the pressures faced by media outlets worldwide. It sets a precedent that could potentially impact the future of journalism, possibly leading to further restrictions and censorship. The comparison with India serves as a mirror, reflecting how governments can control narratives. As we continue to grapple with these issues, one thing is clear: the fight for media freedom is far from over. Thank you for watching our deep dive into the Al Jazeera shutdown. We hope it has given you a fresh perspective on the complexities surrounding media freedom in today's world. We continue to explore such compelling topics, shedding light on the issues that shape our world. If you found this content insightful, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more. In our next video, we will be taking a closer look at media censorship in other parts of the world. We promise it will be another thought-provoking ride that you don't want to miss. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious. Remember, knowledge is power, and in times like these, it's more important than ever to keep asking questions and seeking truth. See you in the next video.